This Father's Day, Lowe's celebrates dads who get things done. Bike tune-ups to engine overhauls, those dads need a tool like Craftsman. And now, Craftsman is at home at Lowe's. Found in garages and toolboxes across the country, Craftsman's the tool weekend warriors and pros alike rely on. If your dad's one of those guys, give him Craftsman this Father's Day for a memory and a tool he'll hold on to for a lifetime. The perfect Father's Day gift of Craftsman starts with Lowe's.
As a business owner, do you ever wonder if your business ever closes early when you aren't there? Or if it opened on time this morning? Stop wondering. With smarter business security powered by Alarm.com, get alerts sent directly to your phone when your business opens and closes. An all-in-one service that helps you understand who's coming and going in one store or across all your store locations. Know everything that's happening at your business with smarter business security powered by Alarm.com. See how by visiting alarm.com/business today.
It's that 9 to 5 time to feel alive. This is Banned From Ringside.
Tonight's on the Banned From Ringside podcast, the best wrestling match in the history of professional wrestling. Probably Jericho versus Naito, the rest of Dominion, the Money in the Bank predictions, and a whole bunch more tonight's on the Banned From Ringside podcast. Ditch that 9 to 5. It's time to feel alive. Hello, Mark. So welcome to the Banned From Ringside podcast. I am your host, Bill Vagey, a.k.a. International House of Kayfabe. IHOC. Get it? You guys know the burger thing? Yeah,
that was the thing that happened.
I know. I wanted to go IHOC, and I was worried that I wasn't going to get the laugh. But to my right, as always, we have Two Beer, Zach Bowman. What's going on, Two Beer?
Man, I was really surprised with that IHOP thing. Like, I thought it was kayfabe news whenever I first saw it, but that's a real thing that happened.
What do you think the B was going to be for? International House of Braun Strowman?
I mean, that I could put some syrup behind, but...
And to his right, as always, we have Jason Cornelius Bell. What's going on, JCB?
Hashtag Booty Heels. It's all good, baby. Just grinding, man. Just, going down memory lane, listening to our early stuff a year ago.
Was it all as good as it is now?
Jason's a fucking masochist.
I think it's fun to listen to us evolve as individuals, as a show. It's fun.
You think Johnny Depp watches Nightmare on Elm Street?
Maybe 21 Jump Street.
Was he in Nightmare on Elm Street?
That was his very first movie. He gets murdered in the bed at the beginning.
Wow.
Then we're coming at you from Shock City Studios in very stormy. It was hailing earlier. St. Louis, Missouri, South St. Louis, Missouri. We welcome you all to the Banned From Ringside podcast. Thank you, as always, for tuning into the show. We appreciate you guys listening. We appreciate you guys telling friends to listen to us, checking us out on Twitter and on Facebook. You can find us at BFR Zach, BFR JCB, BFR Bill, BFR Pod, Banned From Ringside on Facebook, and the Friends of BFR on Facebook. Tell your friends if they're into wrestling, even if they're not into wrestling, if they like hearing three dudes fuck around and make inappropriate jokes for an hour, just tell them that we're the real deal. We're coming, like I said, we're at Shock City Studios. Stam, the Mauler Mall, is turning the knobs.
Mr. Perfect's in the house.
And before we get too far into it, because we got tons of stuff to get to tonight, and we got to get to it as soon as possible, but before we can, we got to tell you about one of our sponsors tonight is Soul Taco, and they've been here on that day one-ish. They've been here since the beginning, guys. That is Soul Taco. It's that delicious Korean Mexican fusion food. They got a place in the U-City Loop, in Champaign, Illinois, in Chicago, Illinois, in Columbia, Missouri, in St. Louis, Missouri, in Chesterfield, Missouri. 2 food trucks driving around the area, in the St. Louis metro area. If you don't live around here and you're listening, I suggest when you get here, you get the Soul Taco as quickly as possible. They got those delicious tacos, burritos, quesadillas, all that good stuff.
They were at the Saucy Soiree this weekend, and I was there.
Yeah.
And as soon as I had the taco, I started cutting a promo on the people that were with me. Yeah. And they were like, what the fuck? Because I just did the whole spiel.
They had no idea, did they?
They had no idea. It was great.
And how was the taco?
Oh, man. Divine.
They bring it. They really bring it as hard as it could be brought. I promise, guys. They are a friend of the show. They are a sponsor of the show. When you go get yourself some Soul Taco, tell them the Banned From Ringside sent you. And without further ado, we're gonna do the Japanese wrestling promotion for the first half of the show, and
it's called
the
New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, it's Japanese though, right?
Oh, Jesus, get this shit started.
It's the New Japan.
Thank you.
I know what New Japan. I know what IGPW means. I know all that shit. We're gonna do that for the first half. We're gonna do the American stuff for the second half. Without, did I miss it?
Yes.
What did I say wrong?
It's IWGP. There you go.
I knew that shit. Fuck you guys. We're starting later tonight, which means I had one more glass of wine.
Yeah, buddy.
Let's get to our 3 count. JCB, what's the 1 count?
1 count, we're going to start with what everybody in the wrestling world is probably already talked about, haven't talked about, are going to talk about, depending on what podcast you listen to. We're going to go back to the main event of Dominion. Best 2 out of 3 falls, no time limit. Okada versus Omega, part 4. 64 minutes, 50 seconds. So I missed the over-under from last week. It doesn't matter.
It was 69 without the rest.
2 minutes for in between. Yeah. Okay, so either way, it's 70 minutes, however you want to call it.
I think you got to count the rests.
Okay, then still under 70, 69 and a half.
69.
Okay.
Nice.
Too many jokes there. Ultimately, you had an amazing 2 out of 3 falls match. Okada wins the first fall, which I thought was going to be Kenny Omega, because that way you can kind of make it go back and forth instead of making this what easily made it a way better story where Omega has to win 2 out of 3 falls against a guy that hasn't lost
he's
in
never
over 7.
pinned.
Yeah, he's never pinned. He
pinned him at G1.
Oh, he did pin him at G1. You're right. Hasn't lost the title in 700 days. Longest most title defenses, the whole shebang. I'm sitting there, it's. The sun is coming up, and I'm sitting there like, how in the fuck is Kenny Omega going to run off 2 in a row to win this shit? This shit that I was like, he's going to win the second fall. You know that. But is he going to win this third fall? I was like, man, there's no way. Wherever it was, I just wanted to see where this ride ended. Of course, he wins the second fall and then goes on to win the third fall with one of the nastiest V-triggers I've ever seen in my life. It was like literally coming in to the screen like 3D shit. I was like, oh shit.
Oh, he had him.
I was like, god damn.
That was a great example of New Japan's like cinematography. Like that was intentional and that was perfect.
And he jumped right through the screen. It was beautiful. Brought him up for a quick one-wing angel. And then before you know it, I looked up and I'm just kind of like blinking. I'm like, did that just happen? History made, ladies and gentlemen. Kenny Omega is now your new IWGP Heavyweight Champion, beating Okada 2 out of 3 falls. Absolutely amazing. Now the big question is, where does this rank in the pantheon of wrestling all-time matches?
Before you answer that question,
go.
Two Beer, what do you think? What did you think about that match as you were watching? Because you also watched it live, correct?
Yeah, so that was very fun. I took a brief little nap, and I set my alarm for
that caffeine, baby.
1:50, and I was not forward thinking because I was a little buzzed up. So I was not forward thinking. Set my alarm for 1:50 a.m., and I'm like, all right, if I get up, I get up. If I don't, I don't. I got up.
You don't. You better get your ass up.
I got up, fired up Twitter, fired up my New Japan app, and am so happy that I did, because this was the greatest wrestling show that I've ever watched live, without a doubt. Not only did we get to see the greatest match in the history of pro wrestling, arguably, I will argue that point, we got to see the 2 greatest wrestlers in the world giving the performance of their lifetimes in the same match at the same time at the main event of the best wrestling show I've ever watched. And to do that with all of you guys who were on Twitter, and even though JCB was in St. Louis and I was in Edwardsville, like, everybody, Blood Girl, Raven, like all them, like I felt like we were like all watching it together and like we had a moment.
No, it's it's me bouncing back and forth between a private chat group and then going on Twitter. So it was a lot of going on. But I thought it was amazing. It was a great show from start to finish. And I know one of the big things is, and Bill, you can jump in after this, everybody's talking about, the time of, the show 4 or 5 hours. That didn't feel like 4 or 5 hours or whatever it was. If it was 9, it felt like 6. As soon as one match ended, another one began. There was no, let's pay the commercial bills. There's no, great promos that WWE does. They do great promos. They do great production.
There's just a couple good video packages beforehand.
Yeah, but outside of that, we left one match and we started on the next. Go ahead.
I would say that it's inarguably the greatest match of all time because it was the culmination of a 18-month story, of which all 3 of us have watched all 4 matches. I mean, I would say that they're the 2 best wrestlers in the world right now at the top of their game. And can you imagine the pressure that was on them to create a match that would build on? Now, we'll get to this a little bit later, but Kenny Omega versus Okada 1 was January 4th, 2017. So we're going, then there was 1, then 2 was the draw, then 3 Okada won, and then 4 we have this, right? And the match
Omega won 3.
Sorry, Omega won 3, but it kind of fucks me up because they both start with O, so right. I do it all the time.
Yeah,
so
gotta be careful.
Endo's A.
But to have this match have shades of all those other matches throughout, and then at the end, when neither one of them can barely stand up, and they're both throwing weak punches at each other, like, it's the height of storytelling. I think it's the height of wrestling as an art form. I and I say that without irony. Like if you're going to tell a long story, like, this is Rocky in real life. This is Rocky without a movie.
Right.
And the match was almost as long as a movie anyway.
Right.
And it
just
was this one. I know. And 2 lasted an hour.
3 was almost 30 minutes, and 1 was long. It was 40-something minutes.
Yeah, 40-something minutes. So, to me, this is the height of the art form. And this is the way, like, it's like Tony Hawk had to do a 1080 before I don't know if Tony Hawk did.
He did 900.
Right. But somebody else had to do it before somebody else could go after it. I'm not saying that I'm not saying that there weren't matches before that were the best at their time for what they could do, but I'm saying for what wrestling is right now, this is the best possible match that could have happened.
It's the best thing that could have happened, and it did happen.
And it did happen, and there were no botches, there were no slow points. They told an entire story through 64 or 69 minutes or whatever it was.
They were throwing drop kicks after the 60-minute mark. Throwing full drop kicks.
I saw people on Twitter saying they were crying at the end of it. I wasn't crying. I did exclaim a few times. Like,
I had literal tears in my eyes whenever that ending happened.
You cried?
I had tears in my eyes. I was so just emotional over the entire thing, having followed it this whole time, and just to see and experience it. And it wasn't necessarily because I wanted Omega to win. It was just relief. Like, all that tension that was built up over the past almost 2 years, and that relief that, like, this is what we're going towards, like, and just the excitement.
No, I agree with that. I wasn't crying I wouldn't say by any means.
I was laughing. I laugh when stuff's really cool. Like, when something's like so awesome, I can't even believe it. Like, I laughed a bunch of times. I was like, oh my God.
If I was at home, I'd have marked out so much more. I mean, I was at Tinder's house. I mean, I didn't want to wake up the whole neighborhood, but ultimately, I will say this. It was a great 2-year journey, give or take. You couldn't have scripted it any better. Is it the best match of all time? I'm going to respectfully say no, because I can always come up with something at a different point in my life that was just as good, made me feel as good. To me, it's not. It's about the feeling that I had after the match, or the feelings that I have during the match. Is there tension in this match? And there's always another match that I can come up with that equals what I felt that morning. That being said, I'll take it this far. Is it the best 2 out of 3 falls match I've ever seen? Yes. That I can say. Is it the best match of all time? I can't say that.
Well, let's break down the falls real quick because I think it's worth doing. You mentioned it a second ago. So first fall, they go more than 30 minutes before the first fall happens, which we talked about WWE just doing that like one fall in 30 seconds.
Yeah,
like
so
bullshit.
it's the worst thing in WWE when they have a 2 out of 3 falls match because the first fall always happens in 1 to 5 minutes.
Yeah,
and it's garbage.
And 2 out of 3 falls is dangerous anyway because you're going to lack some investment from the crowd initially, but there was never any lack of investment. These guys went on more than 30 minutes, and Okada just wins with like a very Bret Hart kind of style roll up.
Yeah, it was like
it was very
Bulldog-ish.
Davey Boy Smith, Bret Hart, like SummerSlam
exactly what I thought.
'92.
Yeah.
It was not with the Rainmaker. It was not with the Tombstone.
So like, not only are they calling back to their own matches, which is worth noting as well, they're calling back to like some like wrestling history. Like that was cool.
Yeah.
So that happens. Second fall, you're just wondering like, oh my God, is Omega going to do it? It was the best possible way to do it because now Omega has to beat the guy that he's only ever beat once and no one's beaten in almost 2 years, 2 times in a row. And he gets him with a one-wing angel, which has never been kicked out of by anybody.
Very protected.
Thank you, John Lemonade, for setting me straight on Facebook. I just thought that Okada had never kicked out of the one wing angel.
Most protected finisher in history.
Yes, and that is good.
I have no problem with it.
And then we got to see this blitzkrieg of like that happened like 20 minutes later. So then we get this blitzkrieg of back and forth.
Unbelievable.
And these guys are just so exhausted. We get callbacks to their previous matches. You mentioned the spot where we had at the Dominion draw, my favorite spot of that match, which was until this match, my favorite match of all time, where Omega is so exhausted, he falls to his knees and Okada misses him with the Rainmaker.
Yeah, you love that spot.
Oh, I loved it. So we get a callback to that where this time Okada is so exhausted he can't even hit him with
the
it.
Rainmaker.
And he's the one that's exhausted. And we get that devastating V-trigger. Then we get this snap one-wing angel that we've never seen. Omega's never busted out this snap one-wing angel. And I mean, just
it
fucking
looked,
crazy.
It looked dangerous too.
Oh man,
Yeah.
absolutely. So, I mean, hands down, I know Bill's, wondering what our second favorite match is. But I do want to say this match would not be what it is, not without these two guys, definitely, but not without the booking of Gato and the
it's
New
incredible.
Japan guys.
It's long-term
And the
booking.
long-term booking. We would not have this without this long title reign.
Yeah.
This is what Vince is trying to do with Lesnar, and it is failing on every aspect.
But it's like one of those things, though, where like if you watch a TV show that everybody's like, I'm a dork and you're a dork, and we've both read all the Game of Thrones books, and like you watch Game of Thrones and somebody might step in on the middle of it and they're like, oh, I really like this. And it's like, yeah, but you don't really get how great it is. It's like if you stepped in on Omega Okada 4 and you had never seen any of the other matches, much like if you stepped into the Game of Thrones, like The Mountain versus the Viper or something like that, and you had never watched or read any of their Game
you
of
might
Thrones.
think it's cool.
You would think it's cool, but you really don't get it. And I know this is the height of...
That's like gatekeeping and elitist, but it's true.
Yes, it really is. And thank you very much. It's been... Zach just corrected my microphone. But
Failed.
So cute.
it was incredible, though. It was incredible the way they called back to old matches. And I will say that my second favorite match of theirs was the first one.
Of this trilogy, or not even trilogy anymore. Wow.
All four, man. I would say that the first one was my favorite one. It's also the one that I was introduced to them on, which I know that is a lot of people's favorite. Your
the
favorite
draw a
band's favorite album of yours is the one that you got introduced to them on. Your favorite movie is probably Empire Strikes Back because you might have seen it before you saw New Hope or whatever. But
No, it's only because it's better.
Duh.
whatever. God, I'm not getting it. I should never have mentioned Star Wars. What the fuck was I doing mentioning Star Wars?
I was saying you just stepped in some
But
shit.
Omega Okada 1 is my second favorite match of all time.
I like the draw.
And I watched all four, and I was new to New Japan when I watched Omega Okada 1 just 18 months ago. And I would say that these are 4 out of the 10 best matches of all time.
I'd say
I'm not
at
gonna
least
do that.
3 out of the 4 are in the top 10 for me.
They're definitely 4 out of the best 10 matches that I've ever seen.
Yeah, I can
if
say
not
that.
4 out of the best 8 matches I've ever seen.
So I'm like JCB. I like the draw more than the first one, but I mean, it's like tomato.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's no really
You're-
point arguing. It's
yeah,
like personal
you're really
preference.
splitting hairs at this point.
But the fact that
Well, it's like
My-
are you more in the spots? I mean, the first one had a lot of spots.
it was very spotty.
yeah.
Yeah,
But like,
which I like spots.
the funny thing is my favorite match I've ever seen, the best match I think I've ever seen happened Friday night, like, or Saturday morning. The one before that, my second favorite match is Dominion, the draw. Like, those are like my top 2 matches. Now, I mean, I could like, split hairs and, figure out some other ones, but my visceral reaction to this saga is 2 out of the 4 matches they've had are my top 2 favorite matches I've ever seen in my entire life.
Which is insane.
That's insane.
And that's all happened. Well, 3 out of the 4 matches have happened since we started this podcast.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's crazy to think about.
That's crazy.
It means that we're in a golden age of wrestling. I really think that we
Golden
are.
Elite.
I really do think that we're in a golden age of
for
wrestling.
New Japan, without question.
No, for everything. For professional
For
wrestling.
wrestling. Okay, okay.
If you take away all the promotions and just watch the matches,
Yeah, okay.
we're in a
I can deal
golden
with that.
age of wrestling.
I can deal with that. There's plenty things that are not New Japan or WWE that I still watch,
and
you still have good matches out there that are not those 2 promotions.
And as much as I hate Dave Meltzer, and as much as I don't hate Dave Meltzer, I just think he's a jerk, and I think he's an elitist, and I think that not everybody has as much time to devote as he does to watching wrestling. I certainly don't. And to watching wrestling.
That's his living,
and
though.
I know. And to watching wrestling and think about wrestling. He said something on Twitter the other day. He goes, because somebody was bitching at him about Raw, and he goes, I bitch about Raw. I bitch about Raw just like the rest of you people do. What I don't get is the people that bitch about Raw but only watch WWE. Like, if you want to bitch about Raw, go out of your way and try to find something else to watch that you might like New Japan or like Ring of Honor, something else.
Progress, anything.
Yeah, without question.
But
That's what I end up doing about a
I
year
also
ago.
think that people are programmed to, myself included, to just watch. I like watching on Monday nights. I like watching.
We're creatures of habit.
Yeah, and I like watching on Monday nights, and I like pay-per-views that come on Sunday, and if pay-per-views on a Saturday, like this week, we have TakeOver on Saturday, and I'm not going to be able to watch it live because my life is not set up to watch shit on Saturdays because my wife and I hang out on Saturdays. Now, on Sundays, she knows that that's wrestling time. So WWE has done that to me. Thanks, WWE, because I'd rather watch TakeOver than Money in the Bank. But I'll see you on Sunday, Vice.
Which, by the way, Meltzer gave this 7 stars. So what do you think about that?
I think that 7 stars has to be the ceiling at this point. Like, he keeps upping the game. Like, the last
only
one he
with
gave.
this saga.
No,
That's
he
the funny
gave,
thing.
no, he gave Naito Naito Omega 6.25 or 6
Sure,
or something
yeah, I
like
shouldn't
that.
say that,
Like
yeah.
he
But Okada's the
but
Common
common
Denominator.
denominator here.
5 was the ceiling
Yeah.
forever. And in the last couple of years, he keeps upping it. You have to have a ceiling,
Yeah,
man.
I was going to say at some point, I know
7 has to be the ceiling. So
5
this
should be the ceiling. I mean, why does 7 have to be the ceiling? 5 should be more
because
than enough.
it's like the dunk competition when the dudes, there's a dunk in the first round and Hakeem Olajuwon and Patrick Ewing stand up there and they hold up 10s and it's like, you guys haven't even seen the good ones yet and you guys are already holding up 10s. It's the same fucking thing with Meltzer.
The new baseline
and he
is
did it
7.
to himself.
But I mean, if you actually care about the ratings. That's the thing, is people get so worked up over it. You don't have to care about it. It's all subjective. That's his opinion.
Well, I only care about it when I'm sitting in this room.
That's seven's the new ceiling, and that's what we're at.
Can I do the 2 count?
yeah.
That'll bring us to our 2 counts. 2 beer, what you got?
2 count. I guess we're just taking a step back, and we're talking about Naito and Jericho.
Yeah.
Which might not. I mean, like, we could go either way here. So I mean, we could talk about Hiromu and Ospreay. We could even talk about Young Bucks and
Evil and
Evil and Sonata.
We'll do those in the next count.
But my point is we're only talking about Jericho Naito because of the card, the way it landed on the card. And this had the toughest spot on the card. We talked about this last week.
It's also Jericho, though. I mean, we're talking about because it's Jericho.
You knew that Jericho and Naito were going to pull something out of their sleeves to make some kind of an impact based on being in between the two, best junior heavyweights, which is arguably the most exciting kind of portion of New Japan right now, especially coming right off the Battle of the Super Juniors. And then this momentous saga that is the greatest thing we've ever seen in pro wrestling. So, what do? They get fucking violent. And
really
Jericho comes out. He looks like a cross between the Crow and Clockwork Orange.
I was thinking Clockwork Orange.
Constantly reinventing himself.
I think Don Callis even called him Malcolm McDowell.
Yeah. He looked the part.
I wasn't a big fan of the look, but whatever.
This is the point. Just the way that he can reinvent himself, and he can be the silly, you just made the list, sparkly jacket guy in WWE, which was probably the 7th time he's reinvented his character. And then he can come over to Japan and be this uber violent, and instead of saying you just made the list, just calling everybody a fuckface.
No shit.
And then come out with this face paint and brutalize Hiromu, powerbomb him through a table, tear open his fucking eye. It looks so bad. I mean, just brutalize him for 3 full minutes before he throws him in the ring, and then tells Red Shoes to ring the fucking bell.
Yeah, he said, "Ring the fucking bell."
I mean,
that was after he grabbed the camera from the guy and gave the finger while he was filming him.
I was about to say, that's like Rock Stone Cold back in the day.
That's after a couple months ago when he put Red Shoes' son in the walls of Jericho. I mean, the guy's a genius. He's a genius.
So good. And I mean, these guys just had a brutal match.
I will say the fatter he gets, the more concave his chest is.
I know,
Stop.
but he's still got a 6-pack.
Let that bad live.
I mean, he's got a little belly. He's got a little belly.
He's got a little belly.
He
dude.
He tweeted just the other day because people were making fun of him because of his belly, and he tweeted his 6-pack. Like, I mean,
that's Photoshop. Dude, I watched him wrestle Naito. We're getting bogged down the wrong stuff.
Anyway, he's in great shape for his age.
Yeah, for his age.
Dude, he's on tour for like half the year. I mean, what do you want from him?
He's a literal rock star.
Yeah. I mean, this is what you're going to get from Chris Jericho at this point. This is not the Chris Jericho.
I'm just happy he's not dead.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't use a Vader bomb.
Oh, now, see, you act like he blew up to like 300. I mean,
anyway,
come on.
Here's the real thing. He goes over Naito. Here's what we really need to talk about. He goes over Naito, and the number 2 belt in New Japan, the IWGP Intercontinental Championship. He's now a 10-time Intercontinental Champion if you want to combine him and WWE. But the number 2 belt's all out of the picture because Jericho's not at the Cow Palace. Jericho is not all in. Jericho is not probably going to wrestle.
He already said
in
he was
America.
not going to wrestle.
He didn't win the belt, though.
He did.
No, the belt wasn't.
Yeah, he did.
He took the belt. He's now the
belt was
he's the IWGP Intercontinental Champion. The belt was on the line.
Don't do this to yourself.
They said I just watched the match. I just watched the match today.
I
They said that the belt was not on.
I know they fucked it up. He is the champ.
So they fucked it up?
They fucked it up.
Yeah.
They said it. I remember them saying it because I was awake and I was like, "What? That doesn't even make sense. So why are we having this all
Because he
hyped
started
up
beating
about
him
it?"
Oh,
with
wait,
the
so
belt.
he does have the belt?
He
Because
is the champion.
I
He's the
watched
champ.
it today, and
No.
Don Callis said he didn't have the belt.
No,
Yeah,
he
but
is
that
the
was
champion.
that was a total.
Yeah, I don't know if they
Got
fucked
some
it
wires
up.
crossed
Yeah.
or whatever, but
Don't. I was going to
That's
say
a bad
don't.
fuck. That's a bad fuck up then, because they said
Okay,
it was a
I was gonna
non-title.
say.
They said it was a non-title. Don Callis said it was a non-title
They
match.
made
Yeah.
the mistake.
Okay.
So just
So
don't.
you're not blaming me.
No,
I'm
it's not
trying
your fault.
I'm saying, don't argue this one because you're wrong. I
But
watched the backstage commentary after the fact. Jericho had the belt on his shoulder.
yeah, because
Done deal.
I was
Well, that's
so
a
high.
really bad
I was so
fuck up
high
then.
afterwards, and I wasn't actually high. I wish I was high, but I was so high on adrenaline that I watched all the fucking backstage stuff afterwards because I couldn't go to sleep. And so he is the champion. So this leads us into an interesting situation where Jericho's not going to wrestle in the U.S. as the IWGP Intercontinental Champion because he's still a Vince guy and he still respects WWE. And this is what he said. And granted, Jericho is always misdirecting. But the next pay-per-view, New Japan, he's scheduled to tour with Fozzy. So, I mean, there's a potential where we don't have the Intercontinental Championship on New Japan cards for months and months.
I don't think that's going to hurt it. I mean, there's plenty of titles to go around. I mean, the U.S. title then just moves up a little bit more towards the front of the class. I don't think that's a big deal. Ultimately, I think this is more the bigger issue, at least in my mind, is now where does Naito go? If you're going to have
G1.
Okay, and does this mean that he wins the G1 and then we jump him again back to the front of the class at the top of the 2019 year at Wrestle Kingdom? I think that to me is what my question is coming out of all this. Where does Naito land in the big picture? We'll see.
I think that my favorite thing coming out of that match was that Jericho was having so much fun as being a pure heel, man. He was having so much fun just being cut loose, just working the crowd, not giving a fuck, having fun with beating up Naito's wearing an all-white suit and unbuttoning the suit before he lands a bunch of forearms into his face.
My boy is looking clean. You fucking up his suit.
And I think we don't have all that much time to talk about it, but I think just to put a little germ into everybody's heads, like we have to start thinking about Jericho as being one of the best of all time, if not the best of all time. Like he's reinvented himself so many times, and I know it's always said, but now he's in New Japan,
getting over with a totally different culture.
Getting over with a totally different culture that he hasn't been with since 1997, with the best in the world, Omega and Naito, who's one of the 5 best in the world. And I think that's something really interesting that we should start thinking about. We have to get to our 3 count. And the 3 count is just the rest of the card, and we got a lot of predictions to get to. The rest of the card, I would say my favorite other match was probably Ospreay versus Takahashi. Ospreay, I'd love to see his long jump numbers. Like I'd love to see him actually
when he
trial
jumped
him.
off that ramp.
When he jumped off the ramp, he
must have sprinted like
easily 20 feet though. I mean, he easily went 20 feet. I know you're going down off the ramp, but like it didn't seem to bother him that much to do that. Like he went flying. Other favorite matches off that Dominion card?
Yeah, I mean, I love that. Those guys are both great. The Young Bucks match was especially good, and I thought it showed really great storytelling.
And choreography. I mean, like, choreography might sound like a dirty word when you're talking about wrestling, but man, like, there were times when one Young Buck would fall off the turnbuckle, and then another guy would and Sonata would come up and try to kick somebody, and then Matt Jackson would come up and elbow the other guy in the back of the head. Like,
just perfect.
It was beautifully choreographed.
And I mean, those guys are great.
And they're doing it on the fly.
Right.
Yeah. And
what's up, Hamilton?
I mean,
let that man live.
I'm not the kind of guy that would say that the Young Bucks can't sell. I would say that they don't sell a lot, and that's kind of part of their shtick. But they showed in this match that they can sell.
Matt's back has been
fucked up for months.
And watching 30 super kicks in the match is kind of cool.
Yeah. And Nick sold the ankle like this whole time, and that was super fun. And, like we said last week, if you're going international, you go with the Young Bucks as your heavyweight champion. So
the one I would even say down match, and I wouldn't say quote unquote down, Bullet Club versus the Legends, where you had Cody, Hangman Page, Marty Scurll, but it was still a fun match. Okay. Like I said before, ultimately at the end of the day, the whole card was good. You could pick out the match that you think was the best. Obviously, I'm gonna go with
everybody's.
I was gonna say obviously I'm gonna go with the crowd on this one, but I think the biggest takeaway from it, and especially going into predictions to WWE and Takeover, whatever the case may be, is how streamlined New Japan is. It might have been 4 or 5 hours, but it just went right on by. We stopped one match, we started the next. After the fact, then you set up storylines for the next round of matches coming up, and it all. I've never watched the backstage comments until this time, and now it just made things make more sense. Yeah. Okay, and I was like, okay, I walked away from it. It's like, you know what? New Japan knows what the fuck they're doing.
And then at the very end,
if they can figure it out and make it a global thing, it's really going to be
at the very end. They just showed one single Okada dollar on an empty arena on the floor, a dirty Okada dollar on the floor of an empty arena. I mean,
cinematic.
Absolutely.
What more can you say?
And that'll do it for our 3 counts. Hey, guys, you got to check out our other sponsor of the night. That is JJ Twigs on Southampton. JJ Twigs. They haven't been there since day 1-ish, but they've been there since day 2-ish. And it's a personal favorite spot of mine. If you go down there anytime, you might be able to find me. My personal favorite is the Super Mario with homemade chopped meatballs, fresh basil pizza. You should try it with the mushrooms and onions. Mushrooms certainly aren't my thing, but I definitely like the onions. The Meet Me in St. Louis is like their meat lovers special. It's Italian sausage, Legrand's beef, pepperoni, Canadian bacon and cheese, obviously. Somebody fucked with me on Twitter the other night. I was saying you don't need more than 3 toppings on the pizza, and they were like, what about cheese and sauce? That's not a topping.
That's a given.
Yeah, that's given.
Yeah, the cheese and sauce are already there.
Yeah, that was going to say that's geometry.
The Chuck Berry is pepperoni, mushroom, and jalapeno. Like I always say, I always go there on Saturday mornings or Saturday afternoons after I wake up after bartending. Watch a little bit of soccer, get that rise and shine with a touch of butter, the eggs, the cheddar cheese, and Canadian bacon.
World Cup time, baby.
World Cup time, baby. Go to JJ Twigs for World Cup. I promise. Tell them that Banned From Ringside sent you. They're a friend of the show. They're a sponsor of the show. That's JJ Twigs in Southampton.
This is Banned From Ringside.
This is Banned From Ringside.
We keeping that, baby. Yes.
All right, guys.
Oh, shit.
It's time for that Money in the Bank predictions.
What's up, champ? Yeah, you looked at me. I'm glad he decided to acknowledge the fact that he's last year's champion.
Who's champ? Zach's champ.
Zach's champ.
Zach is champ.
Zach
We are not-
Reigning, defending, undisputed.
He must have had like 3 fireballs while he was waiting for us.
All right. So, we're keeping the same rules as last year.
Same rules as last year.
I have not received my chop yet. Everybody, I'm going to receive my chop.
Oh, he's getting the chop. Don't even don't get it twisted.
We're going to let Sam the Mauler Mall go first. The men's Money in the Bank is Rusev, Miz, Samoa Joe, Kevin Owens, Braun Strowman, Finn Balor, an unnamed person from the New Day. They haven't said who it is yet, and Bobby Roode. So, Sam, why don't you step on up to the microphone and give us your prediction?
So what am I predicting?
Last to first. Like, the person you think is going to win the least to the most.
So starting from least, I'm gonna say Kevin Owens,
That hurt, Bill.
It really did. He's my dude.
New Day, Samoa Joe. I'm off that joke. I'm not doing it anymore. Just saying that.
Hey, it's a new year.
It's a new year. It's a new me.
It's a new day.
You just
That's
stepped
not
on
my
his
new
joke,
joke
man.
either.
His joke was good.
I don't even know who I've picked yet. Then I'm gonna do Miz,
All right.
then Rusev, Rude, Finn Balor, Braun Strowman. Did I do them all?
Yeah, not bad. It's not bad. Not bad. Not bad at all.
I think he left Braun Strowman at the end purposely. He's like, I've heard of this guy before.
I'll go next. I'll go next.
Okay.
I will go. Bobby Roode is being the last. All right. And then I'm gonna go New Day. New Day can't win. Are we really like who's gonna go for the New Day? It's probably gonna be Kofi, so he can do the spots,
Yeah.
right?
And just the fact that they haven't even announced it means he's not going to win.
I think KO is going to be next. I'm going Braun Strowman next. I don't think Braun Strowman's going to win it. I have Bobby Roode, New Day, KO, Braun Strowman. Oh shit! No, I already put it. I think Miz is going to win. Samoa Joe second. Rusev fourth, and Finn Balor third. If that didn't make any sense to anybody listening to it, trust me, I wrote it down.
He wrote it down. I'm looking at him. Go ahead, champ. You next.
All right. Bobby Roode's last.
Yeah.
Because really.
Yeah.
Finn Balor after that because really.
don't know about that.
New Day after that, because really. Rusev, because they're not going to put him over. He's already over. Anywhere in the top 4. Braun Strowman. There's never been a big guy to win it. He doesn't need it. It's never happened.
Yeah, he doesn't need it. I wish I would have put him last.
Samoa Joe, ultimate opportunist. He's in my top 3 because of that.
New haircut too.
New haircut. Only problem is he has not been healthy, and I don't see them putting it on him worrying about his health.
Oh, I forgot to bring up the one count about Baron Corbin's got a haircut.
Oh, we can talk about that in a second. Next is KO. He's the one that I really want to win.
My dog.
I think Miz is going to do it, partially because he won in 2010, and he is a much better talent than he was in 2010. And I think he deserves a nice little run with the WWE title.
He'd look good with it.
He would look good, and he would play the part better than... I mean, AJ's a talent, but he would play the part of champion, and he would put that title back over for whoever took it from him.
Yeah, we're not... Okay. JCB?
Least to most. We're going to go Bobby Roode as least. I'll go Braun Strowman after that. Give me Finn Balor. Any of the New Day. Don't give a fuck who it is at that point.
Racist.
Shit. Your New Day shirt's in the car. You shouldn't be saying anything. You're going to be wearing that tomorrow night.
I have a New Day shirt in the car?
Yep.
Why didn't you give it to me when you came over to my house?
Pancake power, baby. I was going to say, I want you in front of I'll pick the most ridiculous New Day shirt that you're going to wear tomorrow night at Jack Patrick's. We're taking a picture. We're going to put it on fucking Facebook.
I got to wear it tomorrow at work?
Yep, you damn right.
Jack Patrick's.
Jack
not
Patrick.
a sponsor.
Where did I leave off?
New Day.
Rusev should be next. Then from that point, I should have 3 open spots.
Yeah, you got
Braun, Joe, Miz.
I thought you already said Braun.
All right, so all...
Did you already say Braun?
Yeah, you already said Braun.
Okay, hang on.
You had Braun at 7th.
Yeah.
Okay, then I didn't say KO then, did I?
No.
Take KO out, put KO into the Braun spot at the 3 spot.
All right, that's fair. All right, so now we're going to go to the women's Money in the Bank match. You're up again, Sam.
It's a good order.
Sam, everything
Very
else
good
you can just give me a 1 or a 2. This is the only time you got to talk.
Me and you don't
I
matter.
just always feel like Sam doesn't want talking to the mic. He
Shit!
He just wants to Instagram all night.
Tough shit.
Just get paid for Instagramming.
I want him to talk because it makes him uncomfortable.
It doesn't make
No,
him.
it doesn't.
He's more comfortable on the mic than you are.
I'm gonna shit on all these people. I'll put Ember Moon last because she sounds like an anime character.
Yes. Damn. Coming out hot.
Then Lana.
He's doing so good.
Lana.
Yeah.
Lana. Only
Lana.
one
Mom.
name.
Yeah, sure.
Mom. Then
Mom.
Becky Lynch.
Yep.
Sasha Banks.
Yep.
Natalia. Is that really how you spell her name? Natayla?
Yep.
Natayla. I'm calling her Natayla. Then Charlotte Flair. And then Becky Lynch.
You already said Becky Lynch.
Then Alexa Bliss.
Okay. So you got one more.
Naomi.
You left out Naomi.
Nah, I don't. Nah, scoot her down some.
So who am I replacing her with?
Just move her down like 3 spots.
To Natty?
Yeah.
And you want Natty to go 1?
No, I meant just like take Naomi. Because I forgot. I left her out.
Okay, so you're putting Alexa...
Yeah, just slide her in there. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
'cause
this
I'm
is not a
guessing at
computer,
random.
man. I'm writing in pen. All right.
Delete
With the
cell.
times.
Merge cell.
Get with the time. Did he say get with the time?
Yeah, just get with the time.
Fuck him.
It's like, we got spreadsheets over here.
All right. You're up, Jace.
Okay, least to most, we're going to go Natty because I think she's going to be into some sort of feud with Ronda Rousey. It doesn't make sense for her to have the Money in the Bank. I'll go Lana next. From there, I will go Naomi after that. From there, I will go Charlotte, Bliss, 5, Sasha 6, Becky Lynch 7, and I'm picking Ember Moon as my upset pick to win the women's Money in the Bank.
Hold on, you were going really fast. Natty, Lana, Naomi, Charlotte, and then
Alexa Bliss,
okay.
Sasha, Becky, Ember Moon.
Holy shit. Okay. All right, Zach, you want to go?
This is almost the opposite of what I have picked. Ember, I have it last.
Yeah.
Then Naomi, then Becky, then Lana, then Charlotte, then Sasha, then Alexa, and then I have Natalya taking it just because of the Ronda Rousey thing. I think that's what causes the tension.
Cash in that night?
Cash in, maybe not that night, but cash in on Ronda.
Okay.
Yeah, I have Ember Moon going last. Lana is second to last. Alexa Bliss is third to last. She ain't gonna win. Sasha Banks is fourth to last. And who am I missing? Oh, Naomi. She's never gonna win. So I have Natty winning.
Okay.
I'm with you almost the entire way. All right, so now we can get into what? The fuck does that mean?
Keep it going, man. We ain't got time to be arguing.
All right, so now we have some big matches coming up. We have AJ versus Nakamura in the last man standing match. Sam, who you got? AJ versus Nakamura. AJ Styles versus Nakamura. You can throw up a 2 for Nakamura or 1 for AJ. He's going Nakamura. Jason Bell, you haven't gone first yet. What do you think?
I don't know what to think about this, man.
You went first last time.
No, I didn't. This is the first time I've gone first.
Did he?
No, I didn't. I don't.
Jealous?
No. Just trying to be accurate.
I'm just gonna say Nakamura because apparently they're gonna have some sort of program after this where house shows have AJ and Nakamura, which means absolutely nothing. But I don't see why you waste 4 or 5 title defenses on Nakamura if he doesn't.
Somebody's been reading the dirt sheets.
I always read the dirt sheets. I mean, that doesn't go without saying.
What do you think, Two Beer?
Same thing. I don't think you have this many defenses without Nakamura going over. I mean, what the hell's your point? What does Nakamura do if he doesn't win? You know,
is he wrestling Jeff Hardy now? I mean,
yeah. I can't imagine Nakamura not winning.
He picked the stipulation.
I think it might be some bullshit where, like, he, ties AJ Styles' feet to the
just do
ring post or some shit. Like, but I think it's going to be. I think it's time for Nakamura to win. Correct?
Yes.
I mean, we're ready for a Nakamura championship run.
Yes.
They fought 3 times.
Apparently, they've fought 5 times, 4 for the title, some nonsense like that. I mean, it's way too much.
Now, a year ago, this is what I've learned in a year of doing the podcast. A year ago, I would have said AJ just to make it exciting, but now I'm just taking what I think is going to happen.
Yeah, I was about to say safe.
Because I don't want to take 2 chops.
Safe bet, homie.
All right, we got Nia Jax versus Ronda. This is a lot of matches on this card, guys.
Too many.
Nia Jax versus Ronda Rousey. Sam, who you got? Nia Jax versus Ronda Rousey. Nia for 1, Ronda for 2. It's taking Ronda Rousey. I also will take Ronda Rousey, and I think it's going to be a squash. I think that Ronda Rousey will put her down in less than 5 minutes.
What the fuck, man? You out your goddamn mind. Ain't no way.
I think the exact same thing because
what the fuck are you two drinking?
There's so many matches.
There's so many matches, and also this is a perfect opportunity to have a short match, play to Ronda's strengths, and also to mirror her UFC beginning where she won with an armbar the first 5 or 6 matches she ever had.
That's my dude.
I mean, she won with an armbar. She has the world record for UFC.
Hey, put your money where your mouth is. Take Nia Jax.
You know, for 30 seconds, that almost worked until I realized you're trying to Jedi mind trick me. I do the Jedi mind tricks. You don't do that. Okay, nice try.
I'm an adult. I don't talk about Star Wars. I have a podcast about professional wrestling. What are you taking?
shit.
Take Nia Jax.
I really do. I really want to so bad. I'm not going to be that stupid. Even though Ronda Rousey,
You can't take a chop.
I sure can't. I say even Ronda Rousey won the night before, not the night before on Raw. That usually dictates what happens on Sunday. I'm going to stick with everybody else. I'll make it unanimous. Ronda Rousey wins on Sunday.
All right, now we got to start hurrying up. Carmella versus Asuka.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Carmella versus Asuka.
There you go.
1 for Carmella, 2 for Asuka.
And just a heads up, it's rumored that James Ellsworth is going to be at this show.
Sam's taking Carmella. Who are you taking?
I'm going to take Asuka. She gained nothing by her loss at
JCB?
WrestleMania. She's got to...
I'm going to roll with Mr. Perfect on this one. I got on Carmella.
I'm taking Asuka.
Interesting split.
You can't keep it all for too much longer. Roman Reigns versus Jinder Mahal. 1 or 2? Sam's taking Roman Reigns. I will take Roman Reigns also. Zach, who you got?
Roman Reigns.
Who you got? JCB.
I got the one finger up in the air for those who can't see because that's everybody. Yeah, Roman Reigns.
We have the Burden Brothers versus the Club.
say the Burden
Brothers versus... Wait.
Jesus Christ.
The Bludgeon Brothers?
You got marbles in your mouth?
No, Burden Brothers are a band that I'm very into, actually. That's why
This has also been moved to the pre-show.
Burden Brothers is the guy from the Toadies. It's his band.
Stop making
I love the Burden
yourself.
Brothers. I only wrote down B Brothers, and when I wrote them down, I was like, I'm just going to say Burden Brothers. Bludgeon Brothers versus the Club. Who you taking?
I'll take the Blumber Brothers.
I can't believe Sam would make fun of me like that.
And he took the mic, too. He was like you could
He
tell he was excited.
He was ready to make fun of me.
Right?
I know. That was good.
Go ahead, champ.
I got the Bluster Boys.
Oh, my God.
I wish it was the Good Brothers, but it's not.
I'm taking the Raw.
I can't even come up with something. I was going to say Blister Brothers, but that doesn't sound good. Just make it a queen sweep.
All right. Bobby Lashley versus Sami Zayn. Sam, 1 or 2? Bobby Lashley, Sami Zayn. Taking Sami Zayn. Oh my gosh, this is where he starts losing.
Falling back to old habits. Bobby Lashley.
Bobby Lashley in less than 5 minutes.
Damn, it's a 4-hour show.
I fucking hope it's not.
I would say 4 minutes is, or 5 minutes is.
I'm not saying it's not more than enough time. I'm
it's
just saying.
it's gonna be a squash.
Okay.
All right, so the last 2 ones are interesting. We have Seth Rollins versus Elias. Sam, who you got? Seth Rollins or Elias? Seth Rollins. Zach, who you got? Seth Rollins or Elias?
No way Rollins jobs. He is the pinnacle of WWE right now.
No way he jobs?
No way he jobs, even though I like Elias a lot. If anything, it's a dirty finish. If Elias doesn't job, it's going to be a dirty finish, so I'm going with Rollins.
JCB.
I'm not going to say there's no way he jobs because at some point Roman Reigns has to become the champion. This Brock Lesnar has got to go to UFC, so this could be an opportunity to set up a Seth Rollins Roman Reigns match. I wouldn't be surprised if the job happens here. I'm not going to put my money where my mouth is on this one.
Remember, if there's a DQ, it's whoever walks out
retaining.
And that's kind of more of the reason why I'm leaning towards Seth Rollins on this one.
Yeah, this is where last year's Bill would have said, I'm going with Elias, but I'm going to go with Seth Rollins just because.
I don't think this is the first time they're going to wrestle.
I don't think
somehow you have to extend this feud.
I will say, though, that this feud has been one of the best build-ups going into Money in the Bank that there's been.
Especially because every other build-up is garbage.
Yeah, but this build-up's been pretty good. I mean, Elias...
It's like saying I'd rather eat off of someone's plate instead of eating out of the bus tub.
No, it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
It's that bad.
Elias
There's not a single build on this card that is any good.
Elias,
a single one.
Elias saying that he... I know you're looking at
I'm looking at the card.
You're looking at Instagram.
I'm trying to see if I'm wrong. I'm just looking at the card, and it's all garbage.
I'm telling you that Elias saying that he received this guitar from John Mayer. There can't be a much better
good.
famous person
Come
that
to
he
the
could have
dark
lied
To white
about.
people. Yeah.
To white people saying he received them from Sean.
You're talking about
John Mayer.
he's from R&B and hip hop. I'm like, John Mayer is not hip hop.
Oh, that's cultural appropriation to the max.
Nah, I've lost control. Sam, Daniel Bryan versus Cass. Who you got? Daniel Bryan 1, Cass 2. He's taking Daniel Bryan.
Oh my God!
All right, who you taking, JCB? Daniel Bryan or Cass?
I gotta pick an upset at some point, and this is gonna be the upset pick. I gotta pick Cass. It doesn't make sense for us to go down this road. Cass has got to get some sort of win out of this. I mean, Daniel Bryan's gonna win the war.
I think they really
Cass should win
I think
tonight.
they really sold the leg injury the other night, Tuesday night. So I think that Cass wins this.
I hate to say it. I would love for Bryan to win and put this to bed, but I think Cass is going to win, and then it still might be put to bed because they'll just not follow
Extreme
up with
rules coming
anything.
up.
Yeah,
You
they'll
gotta
just
have
have
something
somebody
to
else
do.
come out.
Yep,
Yeah.
for sure.
Okay, guys, those are our Money in the Bank predictions. I will see you Sunday night, Vice. Hey, guys.
We got a quick takeover predictions, real quick.
Oh shit, we got takeover predictions too. Sorry,
Just real quick.
Shayna Baszler versus Nikki Cross. Go.
Give me Baszler.
Baszler.
Shayna Baszler versus Nikki Cross. Sam. Nikki Cross. I'll go Shayna Baszler. Aleister Black versus Lars Sullivan.
Black.
Sam.
Black.
That's pathetic, man. You should go out on your own, man.
He picked Black
Yeah,
too.
why he's picking Aleister Black
Ricochet
too.
versus Velveteen Dream.
Ricochet.
Ricochet. Even though I want Velveteen Dream to win so bad, Ricochet kind of needs.
What do you say? Velveteen Dream. I'm going.
VD.
Yeah, I'll go Ricochet. Sam's going to be us all this week. We
shit.
have Undisputed Era versus Only Lorcan and Birch. Yep.
It'll be a good match, but no way the Undisputed Era isn't walking away with this.
I'll say Undisputed Era.
Yeah,
Was
Undisputed.
that
Era.
not
Yeah.
meant Undisputed Era?
Yes,
Okay. Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa.
I got Ciampa only because they're going to keep this going for one more match.
Tommaso Ciampa versus Johnny Gargano.
And it will be the match of the weekend, no doubt. Moro Ranallo or no.
Johnny
It's gonna be the match of
Gargano.
the weekend.
Sam goes Johnny Gargano. I'm going to say Johnny Gargano. What do you say?
I'm going to say Ciampa, and don't be surprised if Candice LeRae or EC3 have something to do with the finish of this.
All right, that's going to do it for our predictions, guys. Thank you for hanging out. We know that there are a lot of podcasts to listen to, and we appreciate you listening to ours. You know, there's a couple of birthdays coming around this week. Chuck Palumbo had one of my favorite angles in WWE
Horrible. I can't
ever.
believe you even like that.
Chuck and Billy?
Yeah, that was brutal.
Oh my God,
that was tough. Stop.
No, it was so great. That exposed gay America to America before there was anything gay out there at all. That was in like 2002.
Okay, fine.
That was great. That was 8 years before Brokeback Mountain. Chuck Palumbo, 47.
Happy birthday.
Went to college in Missouri.
Oh, that's why it's a big deal.
Bailey's 29. Ultimate Warrior. Is he dead?
Very.
Spending more time with family. He's 59. The Sandman.
He was
He's
also
alive.
a horrible person.
55.
Not Sandman.
Razor is 24. Bruiser Brody is 672.
Was R.I.P.
Coco Beware,
I think he's still alive.
61.
Jinder Mahal.
Tender Mahal.
Jinder
Hey,
Mahal.
the fourth horseman of the Banned From Ringside by happy birthday. I think he's like 36, you old motherfucker. Hey, everybody, we know there's tons of podcasts to listen to, so we appreciate you taking the time to listen to ours. For JCB.
Check.
For Two Beer Zach Bowman,
Check.
for Sam the Mauler Mall, for
Check.
Shock City Studios,
Check.
for JJ Twigs, for
Check.
Soul Taco.
Check.
I am International House of K-Fabe Bill Baggy, and everybody, boo the heels.
Booty Hills.
Banned from ringside. Know what I am, I'm a common man. I'm banned from ringside. Ditch that 9 to 5, time to feel alive. This is Banned from Ringside.
Hi, it's Jamie, Progressive's Employee of the Month, 2 months in a row. Leave a message at the...